Back in history, in the days of yesteryear, as they say, and if you watch The Lone Ranger, this is a Globe Electronics Scout Deluxe. I don't know what makes it deluxe, but it does go on AM, and you're going to find that out. I'm going to hook it up and tune it up. It is hooked up. I'm going to tune it up. It's supposed to put out 75 watts. It's supposed to have 75 watts input on phone. And depending on efficiency, you should get about half of that, a little more than half of that out in power out. And we will take a look at an oscilloscope later to see how we are modulating, and we will take a look at a power indicator as well. But first I'm going to show you the various controls on it. This turns it on. I am feeding a little over 110, about 110 volts in, so I'm a little bit on the low side, because I do not want to stress the rig. This is for the meter grid plate, and we have a function switch which we can go in standby, CW, and tune. So if I go all the way over to tune, we want to set the grid current at we use the oscillator tuning, we want to set the grid current at about 2 mils. That's pretty much all it needs. So we set that at 2 mils. I'm going to go back into standby here. And then I'm going to turn that down there. We're set up, we have a crystal at 7152, or 7158 actually. We've already touched the oscillator tuning to set the grid current. And we're going to throw this over into the plate position. The goal is to achieve 150 mils of plate current. That's what's recommended, and I'm going to stay with what's recommended. And so the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to put it in the AM position, and we'll see where we have a dip. Okay, let's dip that. Okay, we're down here. We're only showing about 10 watts of output right now. But we're going to increase this a little bit, and we're going to bring this up, and we're going to bring that down a little bit, and we're going to bring this up a little bit. Okay, and we're showing about 30 watts of output. Well, some SWR. It is hooked up to an antenna, so I better not do this too long. And I will speak. You will see not a whole lot of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to take the camera off of the tripod, and I'm going to let you see what it looks like on a scope. Put your attention to the clock on the right. I built that clock 40 years ago in 1974. Don't most of those neon bulbs get weak and get out of focus? This thing kind of reminds me of the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah, where the candle never went out. That thing is still going 40 years later. Cost me about $65 then, about half a week's pay back then. So I'm guessing a half a week's pay now would be about 10 times that. So that clock certainly was expensive. Anyway, let's take a look at the modulation, and I'll put the rig on. And I should shut 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello test. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see it's modulating pretty good. A little bit of hum because I don't have a very good connection to the microphone. And I will show you that. But there is, and you look up, you see the power output is about 40 watts. About 40 watts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll try it on 20 meters. And see how it functions. I have already put the function switch in the tune position, and this is in the 20 meter position, and we'll get the oscillator grid current up to 2 mils. There we are. up at 2 mils. I'm going to bring this down to 0, and we'll see if we can tune this up on 20 meters. So we go over to the plate position. We'll go over to AM. Let's dip the final. There we go. And we'll bring it up. And we'll bring it down. And we'll bring it up. And we'll bring it down. And we'll bring it up. And we're indicating about 50 watts out, which coincides with my meter over on the other side of the room. So that's about 50 watts out. We're doubling it. We're doubling the crystal, so we're around 14.3. Okay, I've put the band select and switch into the 15 meter position. Looks like we're already set for 2 mils of grid current. I'm going to just check that. We don't want more than 2 mils. 2 mils is sufficient. There's no need to burn out the 6146 unless you like to buy 6146s. So we won't do that today. And I'm going to put this in the AM position. Okay, and put this over in the plate. We better dip this before we melt this. Okay, looks like we're putting out about 20 watts. Looks like we don't have a whole lot more tuning we have to do. Okay, and there we are. We want to get it to 150 mils. There we are. And that's about 150 mils. And that looks like it's about 35 watts, which does coincide with what the other meter is saying. Usually on these rigs you do get less output as you go up in band. So that's in the 15 meter position. So it does go up on 6 meters. I'm not going to try it there. I don't have an antenna for 6, but we'll try it on 10. I don't know if it's going to get anything on 10. Okay, we'll try it on 10 meters. The one thing they warn you about in the instruction manual is you can get 2 peaks on 10 meters. And maybe there was that on 15. I didn't really check that on 15. But I'm going to show you how you get 2 peaks. There's a peak there. Look at that. That's really up there. And then, look, if you turn around, there's another peak there. So, but we don't... they do warn you to look at the pointer and watch where it goes to 10. So I'm going to lower that down to 2 mils. We're getting plenty of drive there. Okay, so I'm kind of curious how it's going to work when we put it in the put this in the plate position and throw this over to AM. Okay, let's dip the final. Okay, not a whole lot of power there. Let's just increase it. Okay. And we do this back and forth little dance. Getting about 20 watts out. Maybe 30. Actually, let's lower it down a little bit because I don't want to go beyond about 20 watts out on 10 meters, which is a little bit surprising. I'm going to try it on a light bulb on 6 meters because I don't have an antenna that will work on 6 meters. I don't even know if the light bulb will work on 6 meters. Okay, here we are on 6 meters. I'm not sure, you know, that crystal, how many times is it being multiplied? 8 times 7 would be 56. 7 times 7 is 49. So God knows how this thing's going to operate on 6 meters. But we are getting a little over 1 mil of grid current there. And I'm going to put it in the plate position. We'll see what we get. Okay, over in the plate position. I have no idea what's going to happen now. Okay, we get plenty of power. But I'm guessing that meter is hardly accurate because the light bulb isn't lighting. And I can dip it. Oh, there we go. The light bulb's not operating, but you can see the power meter is going up. So I don't know if that's any kind of a true power meter reading. The SWR is that's got to be through the roof too. Yes, it is. So you can't. The only thing I can tell you is it may work on 6 meters. So that's the Globe Scout Deluxe. Absolutely no guarantees that if you get it, it's going to work. It's a 60-year-old rig plus, and I've never seen one for sale, but who knows? Uh, it looks nice, and does it feel warm on top? Yes, it certainly will heat your room on a cold day, and uh, it does seem to operate just fine. Again, it's on a isolation transformer or a variac transformer, and it's only getting about 110 volts, maybe a little less than that, because I didn't want to stress it.